What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go over Spanish verbs that typically come with a preposition. So you probably noticed so far in Spanish that oftentimes when you say a verb, there's a preposition that follows that maybe doesn't make sense to you as an English speaker. And I share that same struggle with you. But today we're going to practice some of those verbs that come with a preposition that maybe isn't obvious or is different than the preposition in English. So I have a list of examples here. I'm going to tell you what the sentence is in English, and then and then this is also the verb here in the second column. And then your job is to pause the video when I say the sentence in English and guess what it is in Spanish. So the first example is she is fed up with the noise. So to be fed up with is hartarse de. So it's a reflexive verb. So in this case, she is fed up with. So ella is the subject. As you know, if it's yo me for reflexive verbs, or tú te. In this case, it's ella se. So the final answer, give it a pause if you need to, but the final answer is ella se harta del ruido. Ruido is noise, and yes, this is the entire sentence. So hartarse de, to be fed up with. In in English, it's with, which you might think in Spanish is con, but no, it's se harta del ruido. De if it was like feminine, it would be de la, but because it's masculine, it's del. Next one is he serves as an example. So to serve as is servir de. So again, it's not the same preposition in English and Spanish. De is of or from, not as, but yeah, you just got to remember it. So he serves as an example. Él sirve de ejemplo. So the answer, I already gave it away, but it's él sirve de ejemplo. Next one is Juan called me and asked me about you. So to ask about is not preguntar sobre. Sobre means about. Not preguntar de, it's preguntar por. So the full answer is Juan I wouldn't say me marcó Juan, I would say me llamó Juan y me preguntó por ti. He asked me about you. Next one, she dreams of becoming an artist. So to dream of or to dream about is not soñar de, it's not soñar sobre, it's soñar con, to dream with. It doesn't make sense in English, but that's just how it is in Spanish. So she dreams of becoming an artist. What do you think that is? The answer is ella sueña con ser artista. So ella, she dreams, sueña, of, in this case it's not de, it's con, and then ser artista. So you could almost look at this as she dreams of becoming or being an artist would make more sense, being an artist. And you notice it's not ella sueña con siendo artista. You might think that because it's ing, these ing endings in English typically correlate to the NDO endings in Spanish, but that's not the case always. When it comes after a preposition, it's the infinitive. So ella sueña con ser artista, not sueña con siendo artista. That makes no sense in Spanish. Okay. Next one is she got involved in the community project. So to get involved in, you can use the verb meter, which is like to put or to put in. Meterse en is to get involved in. So she got involved in, what do you think that is? It's the past tense, so ella se metió en el proyecto comunitario. Ella se metió en el proyecto comunitario. Okay? Next one. Yeah, I just want to see. There's nothing really to expand on there. Next one is she struggles to meet deadlines. So esforzarse por. Not a, but por. Esforzarse is like to Esforzarse is like to put effort into, or to, in this case, it's when it's esforzarse por, it's to struggle. So she struggles to meet deadlines. Ella se esfuerza por cumplir con los plazos. So it's a reflexive verb, se esfuerza. It's se because ella se. If it was yo, me, it would be yo me esfuerzo por cumplir con los plazos. And yeah, next example is she focuses on her studies. So in the same way how it's focus on in English, in Spanish it's enfocarse en. So it's the same preposition in this case. And so what do you think she focuses on her studies is? It's ella se enfoca en sus estudios. Next one, to trust in, is confiar en. So you could also think of it as confide in. That's a lot easier to remember. So they trust in their abilities. Ellos confían en sus habilidades. So abilities, habilidades, very similar sounding words. Maybe the H throws you off, but abilities, habilidades, now you can see the correlation. And yeah, confían en is to trust in. So if you want to say I trust you, it's yo confío en ti. The en has to be there. Okay, next one, I apologize for the inconvenience. So it's the same preposition for, por. So disculparse por. It's yo me disculpo por las molestias. So remember the word molestar is a verb, which means to annoy. So an inconvenience is an annoyance. So molestia. Okay, next example is they take charge of the situation. So encargarse de. So the final answer there is ellos se encargan de la situación, because ellos goes with the reflexive pronoun se, and then ellos se encargan, that's the conjugation in the present tense. So ellos se encargan de la situación. So you'll often hear in Spanish when somebody like says like, okay, this thing needs to be done, they'll say like, yo me encargo de eso. Yo me encargo de eso. I'll take care of that. That's basically what they're saying. I'll take charge of that. I'll take care of that. Put it on me. I'll handle it. Next one is we can count on you. So instead of contar en, it's not contar en, it's contar con, to count with. In English, that doesn't make sense, but in Spanish, that's how it's said. So we can count on you is podemos contar contigo. If it was we can count on you formal, it would be podemos contar con usted. All right. Next one is he laughs at his own jokes. So to laugh at in Spanish is reírse de. Not reírse a, but reírse de. So él se ríe de sus propias bromas. Él se ríe de sus propias bromas. Propio is own, like your own jokes. Now in this case, because bromas is feminine, it's propias. Next one is he led them to victory. So to lead to is llevar a. Llevar is a very versatile verb in Spanish. The typical translation is to carry, but it can be used in many contexts. So he led them to victory is él los llevó a la victoria. And you can remove the él because it's redundant, because the conjugation of the verb covers that. So los llevó a la victoria. And it's los because them, so that's plural. He led them. What would be if it was he led you to victory? Then it would be te llevó a la victoria. Or if it was he led me, it would be me. If it was he led her, it would be la llevó a la victoria, etc. So los llevó a la victoria. Okay, next example, he refused to participate in the experiment. To refuse to is negarse a. So he refused to participate in the experiment is se negó a participar en el experimento. He refused to, it's the same thing. A means to, so nothing's really too confusing with that one. And then the final one, same thing. It's tú in English, which is a in Spanish. So it's the exact same. So atreverse a, so he dared to jump from the high diving board. I don't even know how to say high diving board, but let's check the answer here. Se atrevió a saltar. Saltar is to jump. Desde, so from, el trampolín alto. The high trampoline, you could call it. Anyways, hopefully that kind of gives you some insight into using verbs with prepositions in Spanish. It's not always the same preposition as we use in English. There's really not much logic behind it that I can give you, like soñar con. There's no way to logically understand that. You just have to memorize that when we say in English to dream of or to dream about, they don't use de in Spanish, they use con. So it's good to practice the verbs with a preposition. These are just a few examples, but you can find more online. And yeah, that's it for this video. So I will see you in the next one. Take care.